Here's all the parts you need to make this. You're going to need 4 legs, and they're 33 inches long, and then you got to cut the bottoms at 30 degrees. You need 2 of these longer boards. They're 5 feet long, and you need 2 of them. You need 2 of these. These are 28 inches long. And I have a jig made up, but I'll show you how to make the first one, so then you can just copy it on the second one. The first thing is, I just showed you flipped upside down, but just make sure that these are even and just nail them. Make sure you line up the corners. And then to line up this bottom board, all you have to do is on this one right here, just measure down and then put a dot where 15 inches is. And then measure this way and put a mark 12 1/4. And then just do it on each side and line it up, and it'll be perfectly symmetrical either way. But I've tested it out. This is the easiest way. I've tested it out. This is the most comfortable way, like seating position for them. So the next thing you need to do is measure 11 1/4 inches on each side, and that'll show you where the middle is, where that middle board will set. Then you have to measure 30 inches, which will be the middle of this, and that's where the screws will go in to hold the middle section, to hold it together. So I put my mark at 30 inches, then I use the square, and I just put, like, this is 1.5 inches, 3 inches, and 4.5, so they're pretty equally spaced. And then I just use the hammer, because you're going to have 2 things going on at once, and it's impossible to start the screw that way. So after you put the 2 legs together, I don't think I've brought it up. This board is the middle. I don't think I shared how long that is. That's 5 foot, but you need to adjust it depending on the lengths you're doing. So just to count for these, this is 3 inches. So just take, you know, an extra 6 inches off plus whatever kind of overhang you want, and then just do the math, and that's how long that should be. These are going to be 6 feet long, so one that's 5 foot will work out good. And there's what it looks like. It's just screwed together. This thing now, it's got a little bit of wobble in it, so I'm going to show you how to make the supports to keep it from doing that. So here's how you make that support. So these are 45 degrees. You're going to want to cut a piece, just cut a piece at a 45-degree angle, measure from the point of it over 28.5 inches, then cut it. And you're going to end up with two points that aren't parallel. And then you're going to want to take on this side here. Well, this is the only part that I think might be confusing. You're going to want to measure up from the corner 5.5 inches. And then, like, this board will be cut already, and then just take your square and set it on it, and then just cut this off, because this will set on this is going to set in here like this. So we're cutting that point off. Here's a little better view on what to do with that. So you're at 5.5 inches after you have that cut, and then just make a little mark, and then just put your square on it, mark it out, and then take your saw and cut that tip off. And then I like to put 3 screws in holding this part. I don't use nails because sometimes the nails will go in and go crooked, and then it's a big process to fix it. Those lines that we marked, 11¼ inches in, this is what they're for. So that board lines up perfectly in that area. For the length of the table we're making, you just need to have this section right here 4 inches longer. So just eyeball it, line it up, and then nail it down. Look at all the boards when you're doing it too, because this one has kind of an ugly spot. Has an ugly spot right here, so just flip it over. And then this board is a much nicer board. Last thing you need to do is just square off the edges. And that's it. That's the easiest way to make a picnic table.